Hi everyone, it is Alex with Holistic Movement Pilates. Today I have a core workout for you on the reformer. We are going to go ahead, get started with your foot bars all the way down, a heavy and a light spring on your reformer. And then for props, we will not be using anything today, so no props needed for this class. So again, foot bars down, one heavy, one light spring is always on my balanced body reformer. That's a red and a yellow. We're gonna lie ourselves down. Headrest can be up or down. That's up to you. And then when we get ourselves down onto our reformers, we are all going to find our neutral spine. So we should have that nice natural curvature of our low backs. And then we're going to reach behind us and grab our short loops into our hands. Once we grab a hold of our short loops, arms are just going to go straight up to the ceiling. My hands are right over my shoulders, like right over my chest. And then knees are going to go up into a tabletop position with our legs zipped together. Again, we're doing lots of core today. So we're starting with ab curls. On an exhale, I'm going to start to press my arms down to my hips, nod my chin to my chest, curl right to my bra line. And then I'm inhaling as I return back down with control. Again, I'm exhaling to press and curl myself up. And then again, inhaling as I just return back down. So I think it's one nice fluid motion to come up, and then it's one fluid motion to come back down. Exhale, curl. Inhaling as we return. Make sure that we hold our neutral spines the entire time. Let's do a few more here. Okay, this is going to be the last one. And when we come up into our curl, we're going to go ahead and hold ourselves up into our curls. I'm going to inhale, dip my right toes down towards my springs. Exhaling as I lift my knee up. Inhale, dip the left toes down. And then exhaling as we lift. So we inhale to dip down. And then on an exhale, we are engaging our obliques to pull each knee back up into that tabletop position. The knee should be staying bent at that 90-degree angle the entire time. We're hinging to dip down, exhaling to lift. We're going to do one more right, one more left. Then when we finish that last one on the left, legs are zipped together, both toes dip down in an inhale. We're exhaling to lift both knees back up. Inhale, dip, scooping into our low abs to lift back up. Again, they're staying bent at that 90. We're holding the curls. Unless the necks are an issue, then the heads go down. Make sure that your arms and wrists stay long at your sides. Let's do two more here. And then last one. Now, when we come up, arms up, heads down, relax our feet. We can give ourselves a little stretch. As always, you can sway your knees, you can hug them, you can stretch them. And then we're going to add in leg extensions next. Singles and then doubles. So arms are up, knees go back up into our tabletop position, zip together. On an exhale, press, curl up into that abdominal curl, hold. Inhale, reach the right leg out to a challenging level. Exhaling as we pull in, left leg extends, exhale to pull back in, inhale out. Exhale in. Again, make sure your arms, wrists stay long. Try to hold the curls. If the necks are an issue, then the heads go down. We're going to do one more right, one more left. Last one. When we come in, both legs out on that inhale, scoop into your low abs to bring it back in. Inhale out. Exhaling again. Think draw those abs in to your backs when we pull the knees back in. Inhale out. Scoop into the low abs, pull back in. Let's do two more. Last one. Then arms up, heads down. Relax our feet. Feel free to give those knees a little stretch. And then our last two will be straight legs. Reminder, if you have tight hamstrings, you can always have a little bend to your knees. You'll notice that I've always have a little bend to my knees. And then if you feel this in your low backs, you need to shorten your range of motion. Arms are up to the ceiling, legs in our tabletop position. Then they're gonna go straight up to the ceiling. On an exhale, we're gonna curl ourselves back up, pause. Right leg lowers straight down. I'm exhaling to lift it back up. Left leg lowers, exhaling as I lift. Again, single leg sink, fire up those obliques to pull each leg back up. Arms and wrists stay long. We're gonna do one more right, one more left. Last one on the left. When it comes up, both legs go down to a challenging level. Scoop into your low abs to lift. Inhale, lower. Hold those neutral spines when those legs go up. We have 4. Scoop to lift. 3, 2, And then last one. Okay, bend the knees, arms up, head down. Ooh, relax the feet. Feel free to give those knees a little stretch, and then we're gonna hang our straps up onto the pegs. Okay, that was our warm up. We're sitting off to the sides. Again, all core today. We're gonna start with a heavy spring, so I am gonna take the light off. Heavy is gonna feel really easy for this. We're gonna make it a little more challenging as we go. We're kneeling on our reformers, facing the foot bars. When we kneel, I'm gonna leave this up to you today. You can either have your hands on the platform that's on right out in front of you, or you could take your hands onto the foot bar. Just know if you do take your hands onto the foot bar, you're probably gonna have to scoot your knees a little further forward. This is nice for wrists. If you go onto the platform, it is a little like more challenging on your wrist. So if you want it nicer on your wrist, I would go foot bar, scooting the knees forward. But if you feel fine on the platform, I would go platform and then feet up against the shoulder block. So personal preference here. Okay, 4-point kneeling position, shoulders over the hands, hips over the knees, neutral spines. Again, this is gonna feel easy to start. We are gonna make it more challenging. On an inhale, I'm gonna slowly press my knees out. I'm gonna hold my knees here. Then I'm gonna push my arms away. Then I'm gonna pull in with my arms, and then I'll let my knees come all the way back in. You know what? I'm gonna do foot bar for me. Okay, so knees push out first, then your arms push away, then the arms pull in first, then the knees pull in last. So I think you wanna hold that plank as long as possible. Inhale, you can push out with the knees. You can keep that inhale when you push out with the arms. Exhale, arms in, and then knees in. Let's do a few more. Just getting used to the movement before we make these more challenging. Let's do 2. Inhale out with the knees, arms, exhale in with the arms, and then the knees. And then last one, knees, arms, arms, and knees. Okay, change to just a medium spring. Take off your heavy spring. So just a medium, hands either on the foot bar or on the platform. 4-point kneeling first, knees push out, hold, arms push out, hold, arms pull in first, knees pull in last. Keep going, knees go out, arms in, knees in. Inhale away, exhale in. Holding our neutral spines the entire time. Should be a little more challenging on this medium spring. The range of motion is always up to you. Let's do 2 more, and then we're gonna make it harder with our light spring. Okay, last one. And in, okay, switch to that light spring. Make sure you're taking off the medium spring. A little more challenging, range of motion might be a little different. Okay, 4-point kneeling first, neutral spine the entire time. Knees push out, pause. Don't collapse into your low backs. Arms push away. Arms pull in first, knees pull in last. Inhale out, exhale in. Abs are into your backs. Push, push, pull, pull. I should just be looking straight down to the floor. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more like this, and then I'm gonna make it more challenging with no springs. Okay, last one on this light. Ooh. Okay, now if you feel comfortable, take off the spring. If you don't feel comfortable, leave it on. Just make sure when you go no springs, you are controlling it. Otherwise, if you're not, you're gonna fall onto the floor. Be very careful. Anytime you do no springs, you have to have a lot of control of your reformer. You can't just like fling yourself out. Toes, mine, since they're not up against the shoulder blocks, are curled underneath me just for a little extra support. Very carefully, with control of your core, push the knees out first, pause. Again, range of motion might be a little less. Arms are gonna push away, then our arms pull in first, then our knees pull in last. So again, we go knees, arms, arms, and knees. You should really feel your lats working when we pull in with these no springs. Again, if you don't feel comfortable, stay on the light spring. Let's do 2 more here. Knees, arms, arms, knees. Last one. I can't remember if I said 2 or 3. Let's do one more. Knees, arms, ooh, arms, knees. Okay, go back to a light spring if you're not already on it. So one single light spring and then your foot bars are going to stay all the way down. It's gonna be a little more challenging here with these foot bars down rather than lifting them up. Hands are on the foot bar this time if they weren't already. Stand onto your reformers, onto your carriages. It is going to feel very far down. If you need to bend your knees, do so. I'm gonna shift my weight forward. My toes are curled over the edge of my carriage. I'm gonna slowly push my legs out into my plank here. I'm gonna exhale, tuck my pelvis, hike my hips, bring the carriage in. Push the carriage away, tuck, pike to come back in. Scoop into your low abs to lift your hips to bring the carriage in. Inhale, push out. Exhale, tuck, pike. Inhale out. Let's do 3 more. And 2. And then last one. Now when we push back out into our plank on this next one, you're gonna hold yourselves out into your planks. Arms stay long. This time we're gonna inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, stretch the legs. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch. Abs are in. Try to keep your butts down when you bend and stretch. Inhale, exhale. Let's do 5, 4, 2, and 1. Bend, stretch. Okay, now bend your knees and set them on the platform. You can let your carriages come all the way in, carefully, and then we're gonna step ourselves off to the sides. Now when we step off to the sides, we are gonna stay on this light spring. We're going back into pikes and into squats, but this time the spring is working against us rather than with us. So it is gonna be more challenging. If you have to do this on your knees, you can do it on your knees to make it easier. But if you can, you'll come off of your knees like me. Knees this time are up against the shoulder blocks. Our toes are curled. Our hands are on the frame of the reformer, and we're gonna walk out several inches further out so our hands are further away from our shoulders. Again, my toes are curled. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna zip my legs together so they're not up against the shoulder blocks. I'm gonna lift my knees up, stretch out, and we're all gonna find a plank. So if you need to walk your hands or your feet further back, you can. Now, if this is too challenging, come back down onto your knees and just pull the carriage in and out with your knees. If you feel comfortable, you're gonna tuck your pelvis, hike your hips, legs stay long, push back out, tuck, pike, and out. Let's do 8 total. Scoop into your core. We have 5, 3, much harder working against, 2, and 1. Woo, okay. Come down onto your knees. Feel free to give yourselves a little bit of a stretch. The next time we come up, we're gonna bend the knees to pull the carriage in, extend the legs, bend to pull, extend the legs again. Our legs can be zipped together like right in between our shoulder blocks. If you need to stay down onto your knees, go ahead, stay on the knees. Hands are gonna walk out again several inches further out than our shoulders. I'm gonna lift my knees, stretch my legs, find my plank. On an exhale, I'm gonna bend my knees, pull the carriage in, inhale out, tuck, pull, extend, tuck, pull, extend. 4 more. 2, 1, and down. Okay, feel free to give it a nice little stretch. We're gonna move into obliques next. It's gonna be the same thing with bending the knees, but we're gonna rotate our pelvis slightly to the right side. We're gonna do 4 to the right, then we're gonna go center, rotate left, and then we'll do 4 to the left. You know what, let's do 5 on each side. We'll do 10 total rather than 8 total. So zip the legs together, hands are on the frame, walk it a little further away. Curl your toes, lift your knees, stretch. Okay, hold here, rotate your hips slightly to the right side, 5 times. We're gonna bend, extend, keep that hip lifted. We have 2, 1, okay, center, don't come back down onto your knees, rotate to left, pull 5, extend, 4, 2, 1, and center, and relax. Feel free to give yourselves a little stretch. Okay, we're gonna change to a medium spring. That light one is going to come off. Knees are gonna be up against the shoulder blocks. We're gonna kneel and we're still facing the back side or facing the straps. I'm gonna walk my hands out just a few inches further away to get a little more range of motion here. And then I'm gonna keep my neutral spine and just shift my weight slightly forward. So my shoulders are more over my hands now, but my hips are a little further forward than my knees. On an exhale, I'm gonna keep my arms in the same position. I'm gonna tuck my pelvis, pull my knees in, and then I'm gonna let my spring bring the knees back out. So again, arms don't move. You tuck and you pull in, you let the spring bring you back. You're using your core to pull, and then inhale, return. Exhale, tuck, pull, and inhale, return. Scoop into your abs. Okay, we're gonna do 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now when your carriage goes back, don't lose your connection. Hold your neutral spine, take your left hand to the right side, shoulders over your hands, tuck, pull in, and out. Use your obliques this time to pull the carriage in and out. Don't let your arms move. My lats are working to hold my carriage in the same position. I'm gonna do 3, 2, last one, and then to the left side, shoulders over the hands, ready, tuck, pull, let the spring bring the knees back. So use your obliques to pull in, but then let that medium spring bring your knees back out to the starting position. Let's do 4. Use those left obliques. 3, and then last one here. Okay, coming all the way back. Take your hands onto the frame of the carriage, drop your chest down. Butts can be lifted like mine, or you can drop them low for a little child's pose stretch. Hold here. Okay, take your left hand to the right side, stretch out the left side body. Butts are either up or down. And then both hands to the left side, stretch out that right side. Okay, then we're gonna come back center and we can step off to the sides. Now, when we step off to the sides, we're gonna go back to a heavy spring. We're gonna take the medium spring off. And then when we get onto this heavy spring, our foot bars are going to stay here. And we're gonna do like a little version of snake and twist. It's not like the full snake and twist, but it's a little version of snake and twist. I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna go onto the platform rather than the foot bar. You could technically do this on the foot bar, but I like to do it on the platform just to get a little extra range of motion. I'm gonna take my left foot onto the platform, like right on the edge, and my foot is closer to my body rather than like further forward, but then my hands are gonna go further away from my body. So I'm gonna take my right hand to the shoulder block furthest away from me. My left hand is gonna go to the edge of the carriage, and I'm gonna step up with my right, and I'm gonna hook my right leg around my left. Okay, from here, I'm going to inhale and just push my carriage out, so I'm in a little bit of like a plank position, and I'm gonna tuck my pelvis, hike my hips, come in. So I'm gonna inhale to push out, and then I'm gonna exhale, tuck, hike, to come in. Now, if you do want this a little more challenging, you could change to a medium spring instead of this heavy. And you know what I'm going to? I feel like I'm being a little bit of a wimp doing that. Not that you're a wimp if you do the heavy spring, but I feel like I can push myself a little more here. Inhale out. And it is easier on the platform, like spring wise. So if you're on the foot bar, technically it is a little lighter, which is more challenging. Okay, that feels better. Let's do 2 more. Again, you could stay on that heavy spring if you'd like. Last one, out and in. Okay, feel free to step your right foot down, pause, give yourselves a little break. Now,
Again, choose what spring you want. We're gonna add in the little dip of our right hip, which makes this a little more challenging. So if you want it more challenging, blue. If you want it easier, or sorry, medium. If you want it easier, you can always do a heavy spring, which is a red on mine. So right hand to the shoulder block, left hand to the edge of the carriage. Go ahead, hook your right foot behind your left again. We're gonna push the carriage out, pause. From here, I'm going to dip my right hip down towards the carriage, look over my left shoulder. I'm gonna tuck my pelvis, rotate my hips back to the floor, and then bring it back in. That's it. We're gonna push out, pause, don't let your carriage move. Dip your hip, look over your shoulder, lift your hips around to come back in. Let's do that 4 more times. So 6 total. Push, dip, look over your shoulder. Bring back in. We have 2 more. And then last one. And by the way, I hate this exercise. Okay, unhook. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Hence why I don't do it that often, but I do get a lot of people asking for it. So figured core, we might as well add in snake and twist today. Okay, medium spring again is gonna be more challenging. A heavy spring is going to be a little easier. I'm doing it on my platform, which makes it technically easier, but I get more range of motion. You could step your feet onto the foot bar, again, which is gonna be a little harder for springs, but you do get less range of motion there. So you can choose where you're at. I want more range of motion today. So I'm gonna go with my right foot this time on the platform. Again, my foot is closer to me, but then when the hands go on, they go further out. So then my left hand goes to the shoulder block for this way, and my right hand is gonna go to the front corner of my foot bars. My fingers are folded over. Hook your left leg behind your right. We're just gonna push your carriage out and then tuck around to come back in. That's it, just pushing out in an inhale, and then exhale, lift your hips. Use your obliques, use your core to pull it back in. We have 3 more, and then unfortunately we add in that twist. 2, and we won't give ourselves a break this time. Last one. Inhale out, exhale in. Okay, let's make that harder. Push the carriage out, pause. Dip your left hip, look over your right shoulder, lift your hips, bring the carriage in. 5 more times. Inhale out, dip the hip, look over your shoulder, lift the hip, bring it back in. Keep going, 4 more. 6 total. Try to keep your carriage still when you dip your hip down. Okay, last one for me. Out. In. Okay. Untangle yourselves. Feel free to give your wrists a bit of a roll. Still into our core. Foot bars are gonna go up to the starting position. We're gonna go to a heavy spring if you're not already on it. Make sure that medium comes off, so just a heavy spring. And then we're gonna kneel first on our reformers facing our foot bars. We're gonna do a little, I'm kind of making this like not so enjoyable today. We're gonna do a little knees off series. If this is too hard for you, obviously keep your knees down onto the reformer, but the idea is they just lift a few inches off of the carriage, and then when your carriage comes back in, they're gonna stay like that few inches up. So feet are up against the foot bar, shoulder blocks, toes are curled underneath you, hands are on the foot bar. And then to get into the correct position, it is kind of weird because our chest isn't over our foot bars, it's back, and my butt is like 2-ish fist distance away from my heel. So we're more leaning back, and then I am in a neutral spine in this position. Now we're gonna hold the neutral spine, we're gonna keep our booty back here. I'm gonna push into my palms and lift my knees a few inches off the carriage. Again, if that doesn't work, keep the knees down. But if you can, lift the knees, hold. We're gonna inhale, push the legs out. The idea is that you're tucking. When you come back in, you're in the same starting position. And I'm gonna try to keep my butt in the same position the entire time. So legs push, abs pull, legs push, abs pull. Let's do 3, 2, 1, and down. I hate those. Okay, give it a little stretch. We are gonna go into plank, so if you need to give your wrists a quick roll, give your wrists a quick roll. Hands are gonna go back onto the foot bar, thumbs are with your fingers. We're gonna lift our knees, stretch our legs, hold a plank. Okay, long stretch, legs long, abs and booties down. Arms push, arms pull. Range of motion is up to you. Inhale away, exhale, pull back in. Keep the legs long. Let's do 4 more here. Arms push, pull. Range of motion is up to you. 2 more. And then last one. Ooh. Hey, lift the hips, drop the heels, give yourselves a little stretch back. Okay, we're gonna do a little side plank. We are gonna stay on this heavy spring. If you're shorter, I would suggest having your feet a little further forward. If you're longer like me, you might / should be able to keep your feet up against the shoulder blocks, but if you want it easier, you can walk your feet a little further forward. So hands are gonna stay wide. Again, feet can be up against the shoulder blocks or not. If they are, it's gonna make it a little more challenging. I'm gonna rotate my toes towards the right side of the room. Now, they can't completely rotate to the right side. That is fine. And then I'm gonna take my left hand to the center of my foot bar. My chest is more like over my springs, over my carriage, not over my foot bar. I'm gonna push my legs out, rotate my hips to the right side, reach your right arm up to the ceiling, hold this side plank. Stay here, keep that left hip lifted, hold, hold, hold. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. 3, 2, 1. Right hand on, rotate your hips back to the floor, bring the carriage in. Okay, toes point forward, then they point to the left side. Right hand to the center, our chest is back. Legs push out, rotate to the left side, reach your left arm up to the ceiling. Again, if your feet are just further forward, which closer to the foot bar, that does make it easier. Hold this plank, keep your right hip up. Stay. 3, 2, 1. Come back in and center. Okay, walk your toes back forward. If you need to give your wrists a little bit of a roll, you can. We're gonna do pikes and squats, and then we're gonna be done with our planking series. So pikes and squats. Hands are on your foot bar. Again, if you're shorter, you can step your feet a little further forward. Otherwise, feet go up against the shoulder blocks, heels are lifted again. Toes are curled underneath you. Step both feet back, both heels lifted, push out with your legs into a plank. Long stretch, it's 1. Arms push away, you hold your arms here. You tuck your pelvis, you hike your hips, you push out, the arms stay. Exhale, tuck, pike, inhale out. My chest is over my spring the entire time. Scoop lift, push out. 3 more. Use your core to bring it in, not the spring. Okay, last one. Tuck, pike, push out. Hold yourselves here, arms don't move. Bend your knees, stretch your legs. Bend, stretch. Again, chest stays over the springs. 5, 4, 2, 1, and come down onto your knees. Oh, okay. Feet in the headrest, butts back, hands on the foot bar, drop your chest. Child's pose, hold. Okay, then we're gonna thread the needle. So right hand stays, left arm goes under, palm should be flipped up. If you can get your left shoulder down onto your carriage, try to bring your left shoulder down. Hold. Okay, then come back, center, left hand on the foot bar. Right arm is gonna thread under, palm should be flipped up. Again, if you can get your shoulder down, try to get your shoulder to touch. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay, bring it back in. Feet are gonna go up against our shoulder blocks this time. We're gonna go into like an extreme extension of our spine. So it's not gonna be like at all a pretty neutral. I'm gonna push my hips forward and then I'm just gonna push my carriage out and I'm just gonna hold this extension again. It's not pretty. This is like not Pilates at all. I am kind of letting my shoulders come up into my ears, holding. Okay, then I'm gonna shift my butt back. I'm gonna keep my butt over my hips, or my hips over my knees. That's what I'm trying to say, hips over my knees. My arms are gonna push out and my chest is gonna drop down to the floor. Okay, then I'm gonna bring that carriage all the way back in and pause. Okay, rotate to the right side of the room. Our right shin is gonna be up against the shoulder blocks. Our left leg is gonna be bent out in front of us for mermaids. If this doesn't work for you, your feet can always be on the floor. Our left hand is on the foot bar. We're gonna push out and go up and over. Now, when I'm here, I'm pulling my right sits bones down. I'm staying in the same plane. So imagine if your body's in a toaster, you're not like rotating forward or back, so you're not burning yourself on that toaster, if that makes sense. Okay, now rotate towards the floor. You can touch the toaster now. You're gonna take your right hand onto the foot bar, left hand wide, chest is parallel to the floor. I'm pushing with my left palm and I'm pulling with my right. So push left, pull right. You should feel a big stretch in your right lats. Okay, then evenly weighted throw out both palms, lift your chest, bring the carriage all the way back in, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Again, if this doesn't work for hips or knees, feet can always go onto the floor. I'm gonna take my right hand onto the foot bar, press out, go up and over. Pull your left sits bones down. Again, don't touch the sides of the toaster quite yet. Okay, rotate to the floor. Go ahead, left hand on, slide your right hand wide. I'm gonna push with my right, pull with my left. Again, my chest is parallel to the floor. So push right, pull left, hold. Then evenly weighted throw both palms, lift your chest, bring the carriage in. You can sit yourselves off to the sides. We are all finished with that core workout. As always, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me today.